Позже буду.
А, в садик вышел.
Ну не в сад.
Ну, понимаю, дома.
Он что-то ковыряется.
А чё, куда идти? Говорит.
Так, подожди. Я вот мы тогда не заметили, и полчаса я просто бегал по дому.
А чё он там?
Ну, надо было это там, картины с картиночку посмотреть.
Где?
Где бабка спала.
Ты говорила бабке, по-моему?
Нет, бабка...
А ближе к бабке, не знаю.
Когда она еще в первой главе спала. Не в зале сидела, читала, курила.
Ну, так может подойти, пока он там.
Он никуда не денется. Странно как-то.
Мужик машина.
Мужик. А, это я типа кругаля дал? Вот видишь?
Master David.
You could tell it was me.
Your footsteps. I ken the walk of everyone here.
Wow, that's
Как
rather
он
incredible.
слепую дверь делал.
Aye, that it is, laddie. That it is. I hear better than most. See more than most and all. If you dinna mind, this door will no mend itself.
I'll leave you to it then. Father had us in the
Да, я
toolbox,
хочу.
back when he still fixed things around the house. Father had us in the toolbox, back when he still fixed things around the house. When you talked about what they did to my father, what did you mean?
You shouldn't have come back. You canna go through what he did as a bairn and no be sick.
So his hospitalization was justified then?
Not for me to say. Before you think of putting down roots here, you should think on what the poison grown here did to your father. You can?
No, not really.
If you dinna mind, this door will no mend itself.
I'll leave you to it then.
Калинка. Ладно, пошли. Что у нас там? Найти место.
А,
Ну,
найти
там.
могилу, там что-то было.
Ну вот, я пойду сейчас на Магнат. Могилка. Ты не пойму, что там за дом. А, это церковь.
Ты что там туда поскакал?
Я всегда не туда скачу. Я просто ищу, мало ли в кустах труп. Той 15-летней или сколько там.
Ну, это вообще деда были. Да, они были в кустах, там какие-то были.
Nobody left to mourn the dead or care for their graves, it seems.
Ну тут она.
Вот фотка.
Ну, вроде бы пособираются по частям. Да вот их, он пока на бэт-трипу.
I've seen this before. In the painting. This is the grave I saw in that waking dream or whatever it was. The grave my father buried something in as a boy. Who's buried here?
Приключения были в детстве.
If I could just... these vines are too thick. I need something to cut through these.
Ясно, может.
Топор же был в запасе, ну?
Так он проснулся без ничего. Инструменты у этого взять?
Ну, как
Ну, конечно. Смотри, Борс бегает. Спортсмен. Просто так, что ли, коробка стоит? Просто так не стоит.
Rory's tools. A hammer, a tenon saw, a bolt cutter. All a bit rusty, but in good order.
Что больше не
Rory's
брать?
tools. A hammer, a tenon saw, a bolt cutter. All a bit rusty, but in good order. The graveyard. Is it a family plot?
Aye. No matter how high and mighty, all the Gordons end up there.
It's a shame we don't have the means to properly...
Why bother? His bones and food for worms.
May I borrow your bolt cutter?
Maybe. If I can.
Не ваше дело.
I told you I want them. That's all you need to know.
Is it no? Let me tell you this, son. Your name may be on some scrap of paper someplace, but this here belongs to Lady Margaret, and always will, until it's her turn to join them in the groom.
Че, не дал?
Rory's tools. A hammer, a tenon saw, a bolt cutter. All a bit rusty, but in good order. May I borrow your bolt cutter?
Maybe. If I ken what you need it for.
The graves. I would like to tidy them up. That way I can pay my respects properly.
Is that a fact? Why's that then?
They are my family. They deserve to be remembered.
Fair enough, laddie. Just grab it yourself, will ye?
Горбутин.
Probably didn't look much better before the storm.
Поговори с ним.
Не хочет.
Better. Cecilia Shaw Nee Gordon. Aunt Cecilia. Now, let's see if there's something really buried in here. Another piece of the castle model.
Странно. Ключ, что ли, даст? Ну что, пойдем в церковь зайдем? Само.
Father, you found your peace. Were you sick, like they say you were? Or the victim of this curse? This curse of the Gordons? Whatever it is. I think you may have passed it on to me. The place is crumbling. Not the safest spot to pray. Being the chronicle of the family Gordon, as laid down by Sir Drummond Gordon, the year of our Lord, 1413.
Local legend speaks of this particular glen as being inhabited from time immemorial. Enigmatic, elaborately carved Pictish stones stand as timeless evidence of this. As for the locals, they appear prideful of the counsel they delight in giving to visitors. Traveler, beware. The Celtic peoples arrived in this place like a great beast, bringing with them the bloodlines that would eventually spawn the Gordon clan. Using their superior numbers, knowledge, and machines of war, they swiftly conquered the primeval Picts. With them, they brought too their religion and druid clerics. The magics these wise men used did shape forever the lands, even until this present day. It is said that the sempiternal burden our family carries rose at that time. 'Tis well recorded how the Empire of Rome did fail to tame the wayward Scots, that they did even raise a barrier to protect their mighty empire. What is seldom told is the truth behind
Всегда стену возводили.
our ancestors drew upon ancient powers to aid their victory. Powers not easily fathomed by the fragile human mind. This aid did come at the greatest of costs. A debt as yet unsettled. A price we will continue to pay until the last Gordon passes to dust. For the centuries, we Gordons made the land our own. Others did bow to us, as we kept the secrets of Skahandu, the secrets of the Black Mirror. Even as tragedy and madness did fester in our foundations, we held fast and steered the land through vile English attack and worse. In time, the Gordons and the land became one.
Some pages have been ripped out. The only thing left seems to be some kind of family oath.
In blood we are bound to the land we protect. To the truths we alone may conceal. I shall forfeit my life, lest my clan should suffer. I shall forfeit my spirit to hold the darkness at bay. In blood we are bound till the day of the reckoning.
Where's the code coming from?
Попали. О. Чуть плывет, да?
Вон,
Да.
потрогай.
Touch me.
Is this what madness feels like? It can't be real.
Он под водой, что ли?
All this looks like the bottom of a lake. What are you trying to show me? She's...
Забраться.
Ну я забрался.
Там еще раз надо было забраться.
Ну, смотри, видишь? Вот, видишь, спускается. Я ж ничего не делаю. Вот он, видишь.
Что пусто?
I feel like I've missed something. I feel like I've missed something.
Подожди.
I feel like I've missed something.
Не торопись, она никуда не уйдет. Она уже не уйдет никуда. О,
The figure up there must be Edward.
Find my child!
сейчас сверху. А? Новая девка.
Это не новая девка, это служанка.
Are you alright?
Не новая девка.
Did you see her? She drowned.
Calm down, you're in shock. What were you doing clambering about in here?
If I told you, you'd think me mad.
Odd. That is just what your father said to me.
What? Who are you?
My name is Dr. Leah Faber. I treated your father at the asylum.
The asylum?
Let's get you back to the castle and make sure you are all right.
Чего? Интересно хоть?
Ну, хочу, чтобы подинамичнее немножко, да.
Ну, она не будет динамичной, мне кажется.
Опять спать уже начнет.
Да? Не дергай. Не дергай. Все. Какой-то неестественный цвет волос у меня.
Правда? А у него естественно.
Ну, у него еще, да.
Почему он здесь?
What did you come here for?
I'm not sure your father's story is finished yet, and there are some things I still need to make my peace with.
What's this about an asylum?
As I said, your father was admitted.
Why? Who did that to him?
I did. But, unfortunately, he managed to escape.
What? Hold on a minute. How dare you come in here and...
Told you. Your father was a madman. A complete and utter madman. Don't mind me. Please continue.
Well, what right did you have to lock my father up in a madhouse?
I was his doctor. I understand you are in shock, but you have no right to speak to me in such a way. I was trying to help him.
He's dead. Capital job.
Now, hold on just a minute.
Что, Эдди себе что-то сделал? Эдди отрезал себе пальчик. На рога насадил эти.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, no! No!
Служанку убили.
Нет. Или на служанку одели голову оленя. Служанка.
Eddie, it'll be all right. Get yourself together.
Этот, наверное. Да.
I suggest nobody else goes down there.
Этот
We
бы
should keep the room
не
intact
мог
until the police can get
свернуть.
I shall alert them first thing in the morning. What an unfortunate accident.
An accident? You think so? Just after the madman's son turned up at our door?
And yet you were the one standing over her body with blood on your hands.
How dare you? I was too late. I was trying to help her. She...
There, my sweet boy. Let's get you to bed. Angus, would you?
Of course.
I think we will all benefit from a good night's sleep.
I know you may have no reason to, but I need you to trust me. I'm the only one on your side when it comes to your father's death.
Lady Margaret certainly isn't. But if I told you what I saw in the chapel, you'd have me in a padded cell, just like my father. Why did you come here? To make sure my father was successfully in the ground?
With all due respect, Mr. Gordon, I will not allow you to speak to me or about my work in such a tone. I tried everything I could to aid your father. Your father was heavily drugged when he was brought to me, to prevent any further violent outburst, or so Lady Margaret had said. But something felt wrong, even then.
I shall take my leave.
Now, wait a minute. I found you in the chapel babbling about the drowned woman. Moments later, we found that poor maid drowned in her own blood. I think you need to talk to me.
So, what was my father like when you locked him up?
I didn't just lock him up. I tried to help him. He was convinced he was carrying some ancient curse, that he was being haunted by evil. I wish I had reached him, had been able to reach him.
Maybe if I threw you a bone, you'd get off my back. Father was obsessed with the history of the family for as long as I can remember.
Did your father actually believe his family was out to get him?
Who knows? I think what scared him was beyond the physical. He used to babble about a dark force threatening him and our family.
Was that why he moved you to India? To get as far away as possible?
I believe so.
And yet, Here you are.
Это
In the
же
very
брови
place he sought to protect you from.
непонятного цвета.
Maybe there is an ancient evil in this place. An evil that drags us back no matter how far away we get. Even from the other side of the world.
And what do you think? Was your father right? Are there things beyond the physical?
I have other things to worry about right now. Things like a drowning woman floating in thin air. If you really want to help me, I need to find out what the maid knew. What Lady Margaret and Angus didn't want her to tell me.
You believe it got her killed?
Maybe. What I saw in the chapel, it has to be real. She must have drowned herself down at the loch. Because if it's all in my mind,
Сейчас пойдем на
like
озеро.
father, like son.
Дай свечку.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her.
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Angus will have the key. Unless we can find another way in. Angus will have the key. Unless we can find another way in.
Я точно скоро как в той истории очню, а в ноге нож торчит. Ой, ну я тыкала тебя, тыкала. Тыкала. Ты не реагировал. Смотри, пальцем, ты просто меня так пальцем тыкал. Ой, смотри.
I'll get you back.
Stop monkeying around. Come with me.
Come inside now, Pet. Don't go. Can I just have a few
It's
more
not a request, Carol.
Don't worry. I'll be fine.
What's happening to me?
David? Is everything all right?
We should make haste.
Oh, stunning. How curious. Come and look at this.
Куда она ушла?
Look, they form a clear circle.
This can't be a fluke.
Well, looks like one of the stones is missing.
A heavy enough stone to weigh yourself down with. I've never seen a rose like this before.
I have. The gardener, Rory. He brought some down from the glass house.
Something's carved into each one.
Как обидно палец не воткнуть в него.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her.
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Сейчас пойдем дальше все исследовать. Какой подвал?
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her.
To be sure she was murdered.
Да, обратно я иду. Подвал.
Тыкнул бы сейчас мне.
А что так? Тыкни.
Нет, что-то не хочется.
Не хочешь? Что? Что ты все дергаешься?
Моя энергия.
Выпирающая.
Выходит.
А почему мы...
Ну потому что мы зашли в эту дверь. То есть вышли из этой двери. Там на столе вообще что-то было. Вот так. А, ничего не было.
Вообще-то.
Разрешать было, я не видел, что это обратно не Спасибо.
Ты где подвал?
Вчера ходил, не помнишь, что? Вчера полчаса круги наворачивал.
If you'd just like to wait out here, sir.
I need to speak with Eddie.
The young master and her ladyship are otherwise detained.
А, мне надо попасть в подвал
Так у
ключом.
него ключ должен быть. Я владелец. Как это так не тянется?
Ключ забрать.
Might as well try moving a mountain out of the way.
Ты что, тыкнул толкнуть Ангуса?
Угу.
Ну, это же бессмысленно.
May I remind you, this is my house?
May I remind you that it is not yours yet.
Fair enough. There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies.
Поговори с ним, что?
Mr. McKinnon, Angus, may I have the key to the cellar?
You may not, sir. As Mr. Harrison said, it will remain locked until the police arrive.
Алло. Ты включил? Ну все, сейчас захожу. Ну не знаю, то что будем. Ну а мне вот вроде нет. Еще один есть. Ну хорошо, сейчас давай 5 минуточек.
That's a fair point. I'm just concerned that some of the game in the cellar may have been caught illegally. Poached by young Eddie there.
Well,
I'd be happy to get rid of the evidence.
Ну,
Что? Что-нибудь?
вы хотели?
Нет. Ну ладно.
I can't imagine that the owners of the neighboring estate would be best pleased.
You think the House Gordon cares what they think?
Это семья.
For Eddie to be found poaching on another family's estate could prove embarrassing.
You're barely part of this family, but you have a point.
Это не случай.
I'm the new owner of the estate. I worry what people will say about it. About the family.
I think the dead maid will have them chatting already.
I do, and I don't think Lady Margaret would take kindly to any such embarrassment.
Upon reflection, removing the evidence may be the best course of action. Here you are, sir.
There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies. There's no doubt about his...
Все? Успокоилась? М? Нет, так ты разогрела.
Все выключай.